Congratulations for getting to video 5. Not everybody would have actually followed through on taking the action steps at getting to this level of action. And I want to celebrate you because I know that you're an action taker, and if you want to create a breakthrough year, I know that you will because you've already gotten this far. And this last video is all about stepping into your future self, and it is a game changer. And if you lead by my example, and I'll share with you how to do that. It's so important that we start to live from the future, not from our past. So every single human being is walking around living from the past. And what I mean by that is that our brains are a beautiful machine that work on reflecting back on everything we've ever experienced. So in the back of our brains, we have what we call the subconscious, and it holds on to all of our memories, our past experiences, our belief systems, our upbringing, our childhood, our parents' values, our dreams, our hopes, our goals. And we are walking around literally living from that place of the past, because the way that our brain determines safety and security is by reflecting on whether we've actually taken action in this type of situation. So as we start to live into a whole new decade, we are stepping into 2020 and this whole new decade. And if you want to make the changes that you want to see, then we need to do something different. And that means stepping outside of our comfort zone. And that means living from the future, not from our past. Because every single day that we take action, if we're taking action on things we've never done before, then our brain goes into a fear state because it is uncertain, right? It determines safety and security through certainty. So if you knew it was impossible to fail, like I asked you in the last video, you would have absolute certainty to be able to take action. That would give you a sense of safety, a sense of security, and you're more likely then to follow through with action. But unfortunately, if you're doing something different and stepping outside your comfort zone, and especially taking breakthrough action, then you're less likely going to be taking that action step from a place of certainty because you've never done it before, right? So the way that I actually help you gain that confidence, to be able to gain that certainty without having the evidence to back it up, right? We don't have the past experience to know that it's possible. We don't have the past experience to know that we're capable of what we're wanting to do. And so what we want to do is actually start to embody our future selves. So what I would love for you to do now is to imagine what it would be like to have achieved all of your goals. So everything that you've set out, everything that you've planned for 2020, imagine it's now 2021, 2022, and you've actually achieved all of that, every single thing on your list. And imagine who you will have become in the process. And as you do that, I really want you to think about how are you holding yourself. So if you feel like you want to close your eyes down as we go through this, you're welcome to do that because it makes it much easier to really imagine. I want you to embody that person. So thinking about you in the future, that person that has achieved all of those goals that you've set out, imagine how they would be holding themselves. What do you see for yourself in the future? If you had achieved all of the things that you've set out to achieve, do you think you'd be pretty confident? Do you think you'd be pretty passionate about what you've achieved? What do you think you would believe about yourself? What would you believe to be possible? How would you be talking to yourself? Would you be talking to yourself with self-doubt, or would it be more likely to be like, yeah, I can do this, I've done this before, yeah? What belief systems would you have? What would your inner dialogue be? So that inner critic chatter that we have is all based on past experiences, right? That inner chatter is trying to keep you safe based on past experiences and the certainty that we have based on that evidence bank. But in the future, if you've actually already achieved all the things that you set out to achieve, your inner dialogue would be so different. Imagine how you would be talking to yourself. What would you be saying to yourself about things? What would you be saying to yourself about what's possible and the next action steps you'd be taking, right? How would you be pushing yourself outside your comfort zone and pushing yourself to the next level? What would be different? How would you be showing up differently? How would you be holding yourself? What would your body language be like? What would your tone of voice be like? Really start to think about and define your future self. So that first question in the last section in the workbook is all about defining your future self. So I want you to really think about that, create a complete picture and create that beautiful image in your mind of who that person would be and all the belief systems that back it up, the mindset, the attitude, the beliefs, the thought patterns, all that inner critic, like all of it. Really define all of it, put it into play, write it out, And then we need to start to choose to live from that place. And I know sometimes you might think, oh, well, is that even possible? Yeah, it is. It really is. Because if you start to think from like that person, you can start to develop new belief systems and start to back it up with emotions. It is going to be confidence. It's going to be determination. It's going to be grit. It's going to be fierceness. All those beautiful things that allow you to take action from that place of confidence and certainty. So then we want to start to live from that place of certainty. Live from that place of, I can handle this. I can do this. I've got this. Right? All of those belief systems would be there for that person who's achieved the things that you've already put out, already said you are going to achieve, because a breakthrough action is going to follow through and the evidence will be there. So we need to start living from that future place now and think about how you can embody that person each day. And every decision that you make from the decision, that space, that headspace of your future self. Because I guarantee you, thinking from that place, the decisions you're making now, we're actually making from a place of who we are now based on our past experiences. But if you step into your future self and you start to make decisions from them, holy hell, like you are going to be able to catapult your results and start to take that breakthrough action next level, right? So start to think about how you can embody that person every single day. What would your future self do in this moment? What would your future self say in this moment? What would your future self think about themselves in this moment? So the more you embody that future self, the easier it will be to continuously take action, and as well as allow yourself to dance with the fear, right? Because if we're consistently living from the past, we are finding what we hold ourselves in a place of fear based on what we have and haven't achieved in the past. So if we want to be able to dance with the fear and live from our future, then we can start to think about it in a different way, that the fear is going to come up. It's not about eradicating the fear. It's about working with it to know, you know what, it's here to keep me safe, but I'm about taking breakthrough action and I'm living from the future and I know it's possible and it's actually going to help drive me forward. It's going to fuel my fierceness. It's going to fuel my ambition. So allow yourself to back yourself with that belief and that mindset. And before you know it, you will actually have lived into that person. You will believe those belief systems and things will become so much easier for you to take that inspired, aligned action. So I implore you to start now. Start living from your future self. Start taking that breakthrough action. Come back to your goals, revisit your goals on a regular basis, set yourself those schedules, get that accountability, support yourself with its beautiful team, and let me know how you go. Please send me an email with your action plans and what you plan to achieve in 2020. I want to hear from you. Send me an email at hello@christinecorcoran.com.au, and I cannot wait to hear and read all about your 2020 plans. So I'm wishing you an incredible breakthrough year, and thank you so much for coming along this journey with me, and I will see you next level as your future self in 2020.